Good morning. It is Friday, September 11th, 2020. It is the second first page Friday ever. I was going to use one of the more modern books that I have from Contemplate, but some of the things that were on the first page, I decided I probably shouldn't read that to all three of my preps, so I picked a book that I have had for a long time. It does have a movie that goes with it, and it is definitely young adult, okay, and a little bit of fantasy. So here we go. Carl Conrad Coriander, Old Books. This inscription could be seen on the glass door of a small shop, but naturally it was only the way it looked if you were inside the dimly lit shop, looking out at the street through the plate glass door. Outside it was a gray, cold, rainy November morning. The rain ran down the glass and over the ornate letters. Through the glass there was nothing to be seen but the rain-splotched wall across the street. Suddenly the door was opened so violently that a little cluster of brass bells tinkled wildly, taking quite some time to calm down. The cause of this hubbub was a fat little boy of 10 or 12. His wet, dark brown hair hung down over his face. His coat was soaked and dripping, and he was carrying a school satchel slung over his shoulder. He was rather pale and out of breath, but despite the hurry he had been in a moment before, he was standing in the open doorway as though rooted to the spot. Before him lay a long, narrow room, the back of which was lost in the half-light. The walls were lined with shelves filled with books of all shapes and sizes. Large folios were piled high on the floor, and on several tables lay heaps of smaller leather-bound books, whose spines glittered with gold. The far end of the room was blocked off by a shoulder-high wall of books, behind which the light of a lamp could be seen. From time to time, a ring of smoke rose up in the lamplight, expanded, and vanished in darkness. One was reminded of the smoke signals the Indians used for sending news from hilltop to hilltop. Apparently, someone was sitting there, and, sure enough, the little boy heard a cross voice from behind the wall of books. "Do your wandering, inside or outside, but shut the door, there's a draft." Okay. This was the first page to The Never-Ending Story. Okay. This was one of my favorite movies growing up, and when we found out there was a book, we were really excited. And what's really cool about this book is that when the child is in like present day, when in reality the writing is red, and when he opens the Never-Ending Story and is transported into that world as he's reading, it's in green. And then so when he's in the land, it's green, and then his thoughts, and when he's reading out loud or if something else is happening, is in red. So it's really a cool book. Some of you might have already seen this movie when you're growing up. You know, it's got Atreyu in it, and one of the saddest scenes in all of movie history. I won't spoil it for you, but anyway. So today was First Page Friday. Never-ending story. You know, don't knock a classic old book. So if you're tired of reading the more modern ones, maybe take a stab at this one. It's a good one. Have a good day.